Giant Killer.
What did you see, old man?
Gojira. Gojira. Gojira.
Bodybuilders are known to be some of the biggest and freakiest looking people on the planet. But what happens when these real-life Hercules run into monstrous giants? All their works go out the window.
Gojira.
Nick Walker, who walks around the off-season at 120 kilograms or 265 pounds, is no joke, but when he stands next to basketball legend Shaquille O'Neal, Walker begins to resemble an ant. How about seven-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath? Surely when he is backstage and ready for another dominant run at the Olympia title at the peak of his shreddedness, he would look outstanding. Well, this is true, until he stands next to Shaq. Phil looks like another mere mortal. Yes, Phil Heath is not known as the biggest bodybuilder. That title goes to Big Ramey, who comes on stage weighing 140 kilograms or 310 pounds.
He's a big guy who trains hard, works hard, is truly dedicated to his craft, and I think he's probably going to be the Mr. Olympia for the next at least 3 to 4 years, because ain't nobody out there probably gonna catch him on size.
But even he is dwarfed by Shaq. Martin Ford, despite not participating in bodybuilding shows, is well known for being one of the freakiest guys to ever walk the planet. Because of his freaky size and appearance, he tends to get cast in Hollywood movies as a villain character, most notably fighting Boyka as Koshmar. When Dutch bodybuilder Olivier Richters stood next to Ford, he began to look like the rest of us. Oliver is 7'2" and is widely regarded as the tallest bodybuilder in the world.
My name is Oliver Richters, also known as the Dutch Giant. I'm 2'18" and I hold the Guinness World Records title of being the tallest non-competitive bodybuilder of the world. I don't have any genetic defects like Marfan syndrome or anything. The doctor said, well, you're in proportion, the length or the width is the same. So they call me a natural giant, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah! Ronnie Coleman, Mr. Olympia, 2-year running. Yeah!
Ronnie Coleman is often regarded as the king of bodybuilding. During his championship run, he won 8 Mr. Olympia titles. What made Ronnie so popular was his enormous size and muscle maturity. Ronnie would often hit the stage at over 130 kilograms or 300 pounds of pure muscle. But even King Ronnie begins to look small when compared to one of the biggest wrestlers in the world, The Big Show, aka Paul White. The Big Show is 7 feet tall and at the peak of his size weighed 204 kilograms or 450 pounds. The Rock has made some incredible gains over the past several years. Because of his enormous size, he is often cast in roles which require a lot of physicality, such as Hercules, Pain and Gain, or Black Adam. But what happens when The Rock stands next to a real-life giant? We are talking about the Great Khali, who stands at 7'1" and weighs over 160 kilograms or 350 pounds. When Khali stands next to The Rock, he makes him look like a pebble.
People have told me that you and I look a lot alike, so I wanted to see for myself. I'm gonna take a piss.
A Redditor shared an interesting image of himself next to a professional bodybuilder. He then showed how this bodybuilder looks next to Hafthor Bjornsson, winner of the World's Strongest Man. It's also fitting that Thor played the Mountain in the Game of Thrones television series. Perhaps there is no shame in being smaller than the first man to deadlift over 500 kilograms, but who can make Thor look small? The only man to do this is the Dutch Giant, who makes his second appearance on our list. Now this guy is a complete freak.
My name is Oliver Richters. I'm 28 years old from the Netherlands. I'm 7'2", 2'18" in length. The last 8 years, I've gained 70 kilos.
It's not every day that bodybuilding legend Kevin Levrone is bamboozled by someone's sheer mass. This is a man who competed with some of the biggest bodybuilders in the world during the 90s. Yet even he is in awe of Lucas Lacusten.
You got some awesome shape too. Thank you. You kind of have to be
Lucas Lacusten recently went viral for walking around the streets of New York whilst looking like a complete giant freak. We all should know that Shaq is a big dude. Many pictures are circulating the internet of his ridiculous size. One of the most shocking is the size of his ring. Surely no one can get bigger than this guy. But things get even more weird as we see Yao Ming tower above Shaq. How can someone even be this big? Yes, we know Shaq is not a bodybuilder, but judging by his online posts, it seems that he would very much like to be. We all saw how in Rocky III, Hulk Hogan bossed Sly around the ring. We got to see the freak show's size in that film, but what happens when Hogan meets one of the biggest freaks to ever walk the planet? We are talking about Andre the Giant, a man who makes everyone look incredibly small. In another picture, we can see how Andre and Wilt Chamberlain made Conan the Barbarian look like Conan the Baby. These guys were on another level.
I weighed at that point 235 pounds, but I looked like a midget. I looked like the Danny DeVito.
Arnold explained how, when he met Andre the Giant, Andre took him to a nice Mexican restaurant. But when it came time to pay, things got very interesting.
I'm paying. He says, no, I pay. I said, no, I'm insisting. He grabs me like this, and he lifts me up like a little kid, and he puts me on top of a cabinet of some credenza up there, and I'm sitting up there, and he then goes and pays the bill.
Braun Strowman is one of the biggest guys in the WWE, a complete freak. You don't realize how big he is until you compare him to the bodybuilder Blessings Awadiba. Strawman makes him look like a chump, but it's okay. It seems like regardless of size, all guys become best friends when fishing. Brian Shaw is a complete freak of nature. Recently, he has been going viral for absolutely mogging bodybuilders whilst giving them their awards. We suppose this shouldn't be surprising considering the guy struggles to fit in planes. You don't become the world's strongest man 4 times without being a beast. So who do you think was the biggest freak of the video? Was it Brian, perhaps Andre the Giant? Let us know down below in the comments section.